Yeah, that stopped it. I don't know for how long, but turning it off and coming back on did stop it. But I'd hate to know I had to do that for every live. I had to go in there and change the settings on that. So, I mean, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? Why did just turning it off and starting a new one stop it? I mean, I may have went to college for computers, but, and I know phones nowadays are basically computers, but I don't have a clue as why it would do that. Don't have a clue. We were on for 2 hours and 3 minutes and 31 seconds with 326 views. So we had 326 people watching. I got 10 watching right now to see if it's still doing it, which it's not, thank goodness. Anthony's back. Maybe we got rid of the ghost. Are you fixed? I think it's fixed, Tamara. It's not flashing around now, so I don't. It could have been something to do with the connection. I have no idea. Maybe it could be something to do with the internet, the connection or something. I don't know. A strobe light is like a. It's like a changing, never ending changing flash of a light that can move around different places. They use them a lot in live big concerts in these big concert arenas at night. They use a lot of the strobe lights where they use multiple different color lights all at one time and they flash around. They don't stay in one place. That's the only way I know to explain it, Joshua. You got to travel to Europe. Anthony, I got to travel to Europe for the first time and loved it. When was that, Anthony? Yeah, my disco era's gone. There we got Jeremy. Hello, Jeremy. You hate this job of yours. I thought you were supposed to start a new job or something. I didn't like the fact of working on public jobs when I did, and or I'd probably still be doing that. But even though you tell them you're limited to the physical work that you can do, they hire you and they appear to agree that they know you can't do certain things. But then after you get hired and you start working, they expect you to do all those things that you've already told them that you can't do. That's one reason I'm not working on a public job. And I decided to start YouTube. I said I can do YouTube on my own schedule. And I don't have to lift anything heavy or strain on anything or stand on my feet for 8 hours a day. But it's bad if you got a job you don't like. It always helps tremendously if you like your job. Yeah, sometimes they can fade in or they flash and they move. They rotate around. They're different colors flashing at different times. It's like a whole bunch of lights at one time, and all of them are different colors, and they're flashing around all at the same time. It's not just one solid color. Be so neat if you could see that. Yeah, I apologize that I forget. We get to chatting in here, and I see Joshua's chats, and then I just forget that he's blind. That he relies on the sound in the chat to know what he's doing, in the talk to speak, or speak to talk. What do you call it? Speak to text, or whatever it is. Yes, yeah, Flox. I think Linda's done. Yeah, that's all. The only way I know to explain it. Angela's melting. Is it hot where you're at? I don't know what the temperature is here right now, but 77 degrees. So, and my AC has been running, so it's pretty comfortable in here. What don't you like about your job? 4 days ago, but the only thing I hate about the new job is I am on a plane most days. Oh, wow. You're only on this job 4 days, but you already don't like it. You're on a plane most of the time. Yeah, I could see where that would get old fast. Yeah, they pay you a lot, so you can't complain much about it. Oh, we've already had 90-degree weather here. It's been 95 and higher already here in Texas. I think Tamara's asking you what your job is. That they're flying you around different places. Text to speech. Well, with Joshua, he can't see, so I guess he would talk and then it would type it in for him, right? Am I wrong? I don't know. And it probably works both ways with Joshua. When you comment something, it speaks to him, and then when he speaks, it types it in for him in the chat. So I guess it's both ways. You're a United States Marshal. Okay. So there's no telling where they may send you at any given time. Marshall Dillon. Yeah, maybe you can earn miles for flying so much. Do they give you points for all the miles you fly, Anthony? With me, I only fly about once every 4 or 5 years. In fact, when I go to North Carolina, I just completely stop flying. I drive now, or I did the last several times I went to North Carolina. Maybe you can earn miles for places you want to go. Yeah, that's true, maybe. Joshua said, I use Google Voice typing like I'm doing now. Okay, I knew you were doing something like that. You speak and Google types the stuff in for you. And then I guess whenever somebody else types in, it talks to you or it tells them what they put in the chat. I don't know. You never know where you'll be. And told every day, and yes, I get miles for flying. Well, good. You can take a nice vacation with those miles you get. Uncle BB said his uncle used to show off his frequent flyer miles. Yeah, that is a plus as much as airlines cost. I mean, your airline ticket usually costs. Yeah, I figured he probably figured you could handle the job of, flying anywhere, wherever they want to send you whenever because you're not married, so you don't have to be home for anybody. But I can see where it would probably pay some pretty good money. Yeah, they can synchronize the floats and everything to music, just like they can synchronize music to lights that they put on houses for Christmas now, Joshua. Now they do a whole theme of lights around houses, and then they synchronize it to music, the different lights flashing or the different lights coming on at different times. It's really pretty awesome. Oh, $64 an hour. I could handle that. That's not bad. Didn't know computers have a screen reader, phones to tablets to TVs. Huh. I don't know anything about all that, Joshua. And there's Caleb. Hello, Caleb. Welcome. We had a disco party going on earlier. I had to turn off the live and restart it to get rid of the flashing lights. Not bad, but you're getting too old to travel a lot. How old did you say you were, Anthony? If I remember right, you're a really young man. You're not old at all. Or maybe it's just your stage of life you don't want to travel a lot. I've kind of got that way. I'd rather just stay home than to get out there and drive hours to get somewhere. See, 27 until July 1st. Then you'll be 28. You're still, oh my goodness, you're a young man. Yeah, Disney's amazing. They use computerized technology for all their fancy stuff. How many of you have seen the homes that decorate with lights now to the theme of music? And when you turn it all on, the music's playing and the lights are flashing according to what the music is playing. It's really neat. I love it. And some of them even have animated characters going across the front of the house. Thank you, Caleb. Most made with banana peppers. I missed something there. What's made with banana peppers? Yeah, my goodness, 28 years old. A banana pepper split. My friend bought me a custom service weapon and I cried like a baby. Oh my goodness. How neat. You were 26 when you started your current job, now 66. That's Uncle BB. Yeah, great retirement. Oh wow, how neat. Your dad and your grandmother's name on, and it's a pearl white handle. 40 years answering the phone. And there's Prissy, a new subscriber. Hello, welcome to our live chat. I had to end my previous live and start all over. I had flashing lights going on. We had a disco party going on for there a little bit. It's like a Christmas electrical parade, rattling the lines and yep, it sure is. And there's Mary Jensen. Hello, welcome to our chat. I'd been on for 2 hours and had to end the live because I had all kind of strobe lights flashing in the camera. So I had to end it and start over to get rid of the lights. My camera's possessed, y'all. That's all I can say. My favorite is Linda's Xmas Christmas Village. The whole thing is pearl white. Yes, he knows my grandma was my life, but it's a custom 45 Magnum, and I wouldn't take anything. I can imagine. I mean, I wouldn't let that out of my sight. You give off a good vibe, Jeremy. And where did you get your degree from? Federal Marshal. Yeah, you just don't come a federal marshal every day. No, I don't think I ever heard that, Joshua. The Main Street Electrical Parade. I don't think I ever heard that. It worked. You love village life? You live in your village, Caleb? Lots of people that live there? I got my degree on Strayer Education, and I have a master's in criminal justice. Wow. Impressive, Anthony. And there's the Old Farm Show. Hello, welcome. Welcome to our chat. Natural life, yeah, natural life is simple life. It sure is. It's not like the stressful life that most people live here in the States now. Joshua said he calls the disco thing Linda's electrical parade. Remember, I said it earlier. Yeah, I remembered, Joshua. Yeah, life is stressful, and people make it even stressful because a lot of people try to live above their means, so they stay stressed out about money and paying bills all the time. That's what that phrase means, stop and smell the roses. You know, you got to live without all that stress. I'd love to have a nice home, a bigger home, a new home. I can't afford it, so I don't worry about it. I'm not going to stress out about it. If people don't want to come to see me because I live in this house, then they don't have to come see me. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Oh no, we got Anus Ripper 2000 here. What do you mean now? I have a business degree, Anthony. The only business I own is my YouTube channel. I started to start my own business one time, but I just didn't go through with it. It was going to cost me too much to get into it, and then I wasn't sure it was even going to do anything, so I just said the heck with it. Jeremy said, I love your home. It looks like home. Jeremy said, I have my great grandparents' home from 1860. Love my house. Oh, I bet you do. That's one of the older homes. Thank you, Uncle BB. It's funny because years ago when my kids lived at home and they were still going to school, when their friends would come over, a lot of times they'd come and eat dinner with us, eat with my kids. And they always loved everything I cooked. And they kept telling me, you need to open a restaurant. You'd have a thriving business because you cook so good. Everything you cook is good. And I thought about it, but I said, it's hard to get good people to work for you. And it's a lot of work if you run a restaurant. There's a lot to do, not just cooking. And I said I couldn't do all that by myself. So I never did anything about it. Disney Parade has come a long way, Linda. I'm so excited for the new. Has everyone here in the live chat heard of Disney Starlight Parade? I don't know if they heard it or not, but they're hearing about it now, aren't they, Joshua? Big old four square. I love your home. It's home. You made a wonderful home in life for you and your children. Well, when my kids were growing up, they never mind living here. Their friends didn't mind coming over here and devouring the food I cooked. But for many years living here, I was, we were right along with everybody else that lived in this area. It was all either small A-frame houses or it was mobile homes. They had some camper trailers out here because people would come out here and camp on the weekend. Because this is a resort subdivision. I mean, we're on the lake. Vacationers come here. A lot of people buy lots here and put homes on it just for vacation homes. A lot of them don't even want to live here all the year. They just want to come here once in a while in the summer and vacation. But now we got a lot of like wood frame homes going up, a lot of brick homes. We did have a lot of brick homes, but they were further down on the lake itself. Not up here on the hill. We had the swimming pool at the end of my street, and I couldn't keep my kids out of the pool during the summer. I mean, we spent most of the time that pool was open down there at the swimming pool. I couldn't even hardly get my kids to come home to eat. My kids are both grown, married, and my son has my only granddaughter. And she's, I think, 20. I think she'll be 21 June 13th or 22. I'm not sure which. I lose track of the year she was born. I hate to say, but she's 21, 22, somewhere around there. She may be going to be 22 this month or in June. I don't know. But she was born on Friday the 13th, the year she was born. And I don't think I've seen Friday fall on the 13th except for this coming month. It will be on Friday this year. Thank you, Jeremy. I tell everybody I'm like fine wine. I improve with age. You ever hear that saying? Fine wine always improves with age. It gets more pricey. So that's what I do. I improve with age. So what? That's what I say anyway. I don't know. My son cooks some. I mean, he had his own apartment when he first moved to Fort Worth, when he moved out on his own after high school, and he cooked for himself. He does great barbecues and he smokes great briskets. He's got a smoker. He's got a what do you call those flat top grills? Brownstones or whatever. He's got one of those that he can fix some really good, what are they, tacos or burritos or whatever the meat they cook on there with the onions and the peppers. Oh, it's really good. Anthony said I burned water yesterday. Now, you must have let the pot burn, completely evaporate water out of it, and it was burning the pot. Yeah, they launched those fireworks at Disney in the tubes. They have big tubes they put those big fireworks in. Anthony said, I need a drink. I burned water yesterday. I'd rather have your cooking. Blackstone, yeah, Blackstone. He got one of those a couple of years ago, but oh my God, he's got a smoker that he smokes his brisket and ribs and stuff like that in, and oh, he does a fantastic job. I love to go over there when he's smoking meat. I mean, it's really good. He can't make you fried potatoes. Well, I guarantee you, if I wanted to make me some fried potatoes, I could do it on that Blackstone. They might end up looking like home fries, but they'd be fried potatoes. I did burn water when I went back to the pot. The water is black. Oh my goodness. I haven't had brisket since I cooked the brisket here on my grill outside. That Sunday I did the live cooking my brisket outside. I don't think I've had brisket since then. I didn't smoke anything on Memorial Day. I don't even remember what I cooked on Memorial Day. I probably ate a sandwich. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, I know they sound like something booming off. Like a blast to hang with. I don't know if I'm a blast to hang with or not. I might be a party pooper. Hungry Man's Breakfast, I remember. Oh, that was good. I love hash browns or home fries, eggs, sausage, bacon, toast, you name it. I'm up for that anytime. So Anthony says, so I decided to quit cooking and eat out, or I eat TV dinner mostly because I felt embarrassed I burned water. I haven't ever seen anyone beside me burn water. Oh my goodness. No, I don't know what they're called, Joshua. Does anybody in here know what the tubes that they shoot fireworks off in are called other than just tubes? I don't know. Jeremy said, I watch you at 5 p.m. and make breakfast dinner cause of that. Oh, okay. You're a good cooker and tidy upper. Well, I can't handle a mess around my kitchen when I'm trying to cook. I have to clean it up. I mean, I can't keep going and just keep adding to the mess. Pretty soon you can't cook anything or do anything in the kitchen because you got too much of a mess in there. So I clean as I go, or try to most of the time. Talking about home fries and eggs, I could eat a plate of them right now if I had them. Jeremy said they're headed to Crandall, Texas to visit my sister. Love to meet for dinner near you. I don't know where Crandall, Texas is. I don't know how far away that is from here. Mortar tubes, okay. They're called mortar tubes, Joshua. Uncle BB said, because of you, I know to keep my kitchen tidy. Well, I find it's easier to keep it cleaned as you go rather than to let it all pile up and then have it all to do at the end. Oh, I hate that. Near Kaufman, near far Dallas. Yeah, that's probably way up north of Dallas from me. That'd be a fur piece to drive because it's about 2 hours to Dallas. They're illegal in some places. Well, you can't even shoot fireworks off in North Carolina. They're illegal there. But you know what? Every year my dad would drive to South Carolina just inside the state line, and he could buy all the fireworks he wanted, and he'd bring them back to North Carolina for the 4th of July or New Year's. Not much, but he would bring some. Mortar tubes. Yeah, that sounds about right. They're just the tubes that they put the fireworks in that they shoot them out of. You wanted to know what mortar tubes were? Well, he said that's what they call them. They're mortar tubes. Mortar tubes. I would meet you. Well, you'll have to let me know when you're in in that area, and maybe we can work something out. I don't know. Mortar shells. Okay, mortar shells. That sounds good too. I think they probably called them mortar shells more so than mortar tubes. Probably. I have a two-bay sink. Keep one bay with dish soap and a little bleach and wipes as I cook. Yeah, I have a two-bay sink too. I don't know what I do without two sinks in my kitchen. And there's Country Cutie. Hello, Country Cutie. Pyro pyrotechnic launchers. That is a technical name for them, Tamara. Oh, wow. I'd love to meet you and your family. That would be a neat thing, but I wouldn't want you to go out of your way. If you're coming up here to meet family, I wouldn't want you to come out of your way just to take me to dinner. I mean, I'd love to meet your family, though. Anthony says, I'm hungry now. Guess I will order something. Have something delivered, Anthony, something really good that you love. Joshua says, speaking about motor sales, Linda, how high can dogs go when you can hear those get launched into their sky? I have no idea. Would love to the way you motivate in speech, teach. Well, you'll have to drop me an email or something when you get up around that neck of the woods, and we'll see what we can do. We definitely will. Okay. That'll be a date then. Anthony's ordering him a steak, fried potatoes, corn on the cob, and baked potato. That sounds like a winner, Anthony. Oh, yeah. You can chow down on that tonight. How many family members you got, Jeremy? How many's in your immediate family? How high can the mortar shells? I have no idea. You're asking me something I know nothing about, Joshua. Anthony or some of these other men in here might know. I have no idea. Got a gnat flying around my face. Yeah, steak is expensive nowadays. I ordered it and it's $59 for one. Oh my God. Well, several years ago, I went into Babe's Chicken Restaurant and I was going to eat lunch and I was by myself. And I'd went in there several times with my daughter and her husband and his mom. And we'd eat because they loved fried chicken and I do too. And that, Rick always paid for everything. So I didn't know how they charged. I had no idea. Well, I went in there by myself that day, and when I ordered, you're ordering for at least four people almost. And I questioned the waiter. I said, "Don't you have a menu for someone that's just by themselves?" He said, "No, we don't." He said, "Everything in this restaurant is geared for at least two people. And the least amount you can get is for two people, an order for two. That brings you your chicken, all you can eat vegetables, all you can eat biscuits." And it was like over $17 at that time, before tax, just for me to go in there and eat. And you couldn't take it home with you if you didn't eat it. Now, the chicken they would let you bring home, but anything else, no, you couldn't. And that was the last time I went in there to eat, because I said, I'm not going to go in there and pay for three or four people just to eat a meal for myself. So I never went back. Now, I said I'd go with my daughter or some of them, but, if I go, but I won't go in there by myself anymore. Because right now, I bet it's twice that much. You probably couldn't get the same meal for $17.50 even. Probably $5 or $10 more than that for their regular charge. But I've never been in a restaurant that did that you couldn't order for just one person. I told him, I said, "Well, do you realize you probably lose a lot of customers because you don't have a menu that would just let one person order food?" Oh, no. Anthony, you may pass out in 55 minutes. But it takes a while to bake a potato. It takes a while to cook a steak. So at least it'll be fresh when you get it and hopefully still hot. Yeah, but Jeremy, you hate restaurants like that? But just think, if it was already prepared and it only took them 10 minutes to get it to you, that means it was cooked and sitting there for God knows how long. It could have been sitting there all day, ready to go before you ever got it. At least Anthony knows his is going to be fresh. And there's Lucky Girl. Hello. Yeah, that's ridiculous. You can't go in a restaurant and order for one person. You got to be at least two people. How's Lucky Girl doing? Well, y'all, we're going to make 3 hours on the live tonight again, because we've been on here almost another hour on this retake of the live, and we were on for 2 hours before. So we're getting on a roll with our lives. We're spending 2 and 3 and sometimes 4 hours in a live, just chit chatting, having a good time. Well, I'm happy you caught me live, Jeremy. I'm glad you're here. Oh, the baked potato you made the other day and the fish dinner made my mouth water. It was good. I love salmon. And I love it the way I fix it in the little frying pan, It's just sauteed, it's cooked slow. It's so good. I just love salmon to begin with, that's all. I love fish. Normal fireworks go about 210 to 300 feet in the air. Hope that helps. Yeah, salmon's good for you too. Fish is good for you. You really make us happy and forget problems and enjoy good company. That's why I love my lives, y'all. It gets my mind on all of you and the chit chatting and the funny stuff and all this, and it gets my mind off a lot of stuff that brings me down too sometimes. And I'm sure it helps a lot of people that come in here. I'm hoping it does anyway. And there's Ken. Hi, Ken. How are you doing? Would it be mean if I asked my neighbor to cook for me? Well, no. It would not be mean at all. But go have a conversation with them and ask them if they'd be willing to cook sometimes for you. That you're not a cook and you don't want to eat out all the time. They may be glad to cook for you. You make salmon in the toaster oven. Oh, you have a like a toaster broiler type oven. I first was thinking you meant the toaster you put the bread in and it goes down. Silly me. Yeah, those little toaster ovens come in handy. But I've never tried salmon in the broiler. Because I guess because mine's way down on the bottom of my oven and I have to stand on my head to get to it. Yep, just good friends getting together. That's the way I feel about it. Rather than sitting there by yourself, you can get in my chat and go crazy. Join my craziness. She laughed. Yeah, I laughed at you when you burned water. I've never seen anybody burn water before. Love all those kitchen gadgets, but hate crap on the counter. I don't have much counter space, so I do have a lot of stuff on my counter. And the kitchen I had before I come to Texas had a bigger kitchen because we lived in a house on the beach. And my kitchen was twice as big as this. And I had a lot of more cabinets in it. So I was kind of crammed into this kitchen. I try to keep it clean, Jeremy. I'm getting so much clutter in my house now, though, I don't know what I'm going to do with it all. Because I have subscribers and people that send me stuff off and on. And sometimes I have room for it in the kitchen and I can use it. And sometimes I have to like store it away. And right now I've got a lot of stuff stacked in the spare bedroom because I have nowhere else to put it. But if I need to use it, I go in and get it. Like canned food and stuff like that. If I'm cooking something and I need something that's in there, I can always go get it. It's like my little storeroom. Yeah, I'm loved, Jeremy. It's good to be loved. Nice to be loved. And those little hot mats that was made for me, one of my subscribers made me those two hot mats. And I use them quite often. I keep them under my electric skillet. And whenever I need a hot mat for the counter to put a hot pot on, I grab one of them and put it down. Yeah, I make the best use of a small space, that's for sure. I've been in a small space for so long, I probably wouldn't know what to do with myself if I was in a great big kitchen. I'd get lost in it. There'd be too much walking around the kitchen to get stuff that you needed to cook with, I guess. Here, everything is pretty handy. It's close by. If I can just find it. My cabinets are so full. My refrigerator's so full right now, just like my Parmesan cheese. I could have swore I bought a container of Parmesan cheese, that you sprinkle out on your pizza and stuff, the last time I went to the store. But I can't find it. I don't know where I put it. So what I'll probably do, like I've done before, I'll put it back on my grocery list and I'll buy it the next time I go to the store. And when I come home to put it up, I'll come across the one I already have. I've done it before. People consume Disney fireworks from the parking lot during that you can barely hear the music, that they can hear the car alarms going off. Oh, wow. Didn't know that. Yeah, big spaces collect more stuff, more junk. I've got enough junk and stuff in this house. I don't need any more, really. I need to really go through some of my cabinets, especially my closets, my clothes, and get rid of some. I've got way too many clothes. Some of them I can't wear because I've gained too much weight. I can't get anything buttoned or zipped up. I need to get rid of it. I keep hoping I'm going to lose weight, but I don't. You know how that goes, so. I was always used to not being able to get something small enough. Now I'm going in the other direction. I just hope I don't get any bigger than what I am. I don't think I could handle myself if I did. Well, I guess if some of the fireworks, the remnants of the fireworks drop and hit the cars, that would probably trigger the alarm. Because you always have debris, somewhat of a debris falling from fireworks. Even firecrackers have debris falling from them, the little ones. So you can know that if you're shooting fireworks off 150, 200, 300 feet in the air, there's going to be some debris falling from that. And if it's close to a parking lot, it's going to hit some cars. I think we've been on for about another hour. 52 minutes is how long we've been on this time. Good, Disney has safeties on that thing. Yeah, I would think they have it to where the fireworks go off in a direction to where there's not much debris that would fall to the ground in a dangerous location. But there's got to be some that falls somewhere. Tamara says Anthony Kitchen is 2,100 square feet. Holy cow. How big is the house? My whole house is not 2,100 square feet. I'd get lost in your kitchen. Oh my God. I know my daughter has over 4,000 square foot house, but her kitchen is not that big. I mean, it's twice as big as mine, but she doesn't have a huge space of a kitchen. I mean, she's got a lot in it. I mean, it's kind of long, where mine is kind of square, if you would call it square. Yeah, if the kitchen is 2,100 square feet, I'd hate to see the size of the rest of the house. Oh my God, that's a big house. How many rooms? Maybe. I don't know, Joshua. I don't know if the booms could get loud enough that they would trigger car alarms or not. I don't know. Yeah, you get lost in that size house. I mean, my parents had a big house. It was a 2-story, 11-room house, but the kitchen was not 2,100 square feet. Because if I remember right, there were 6 bedrooms, bath and a half, kitchen, breakfast area, dining room, living room, study, back porch, front porch. because the back porch is where my mom kept one of her big freezers. You live alone in a house with a 2,100 square foot kitchen. Oh my gosh. You'd lose your pots and pans in there. I hope your refrigerator, your sink, and your stove and that kind of stuff is all kind of in one area to the kitchen so you don't have to walk across the room to get to everything. Yeah, why so big? I mean, I know a lot of these older homes might have kitchens that big, but I can't imagine the new modern homes having kitchens that big. It's got 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and a 7-car garage. Oh, oh my goodness. I can't imagine living in something that big. I don't even have 7 cars. What would I do with a 7-car garage? And 6 bedrooms. Well, that might have been all right when my kids were growing up. They could have had plenty of room to have their friends stay overnight or something. Or I'd have plenty of room for relatives to come stay with us on vacation or something. But that'd be a lot of room to have to clean. I hope you have somebody that comes in to clean for you, Anthony. Oh, that's an idea. Maybe you need a cook. Maybe you need to hire a cook and a lady that will clean once in a while. That way she can come in the evening and cook your dinner when you're home and straighten up your house a little bit. And that might be a winner right there. Of course, with one person living in a house that big, you're not going to get all those rooms that dirty that often. So they wouldn't have to be cleaned that much. Just kind of freshened up, so to speak. Yeah, Anthony must be a car collector. You'd have to be with a 7-car garage. I could put my whole house in your garage, Anthony. Yeah, that's a fantasy. How many cars do you have now, Anthony? Do you have cars now that you've collected? He says, I wanted something nice and I have always wanted a big, huge, I have a cleaning service coming by every 6 days. Well, okay, that's good. So maybe you can hire you a cook that'll come in a couple of nights a week or something. Or just at night and cook you an evening meal. And there's Patricia. Hello, Patricia. Welcome to our chat. 6 right now. You got 6 cars right now. What kind of cars do you have? Oh my goodness, 6 cars. And there's Barbara. Hello, Barbara. How are you doing? Yeah, do you need a roommate, Anthony? You could rent rooms and pay for your house. I don't think I'd want to do that, though. I'm kind of worried about renting rooms out to people I don't know. My son found out that didn't work when he first moved out of here, and he moved into a mobile home across town. He was supposed to rent it with some friends. The only thing is, he was the only one paying rent. That didn't last long. And my son moved out and he said they could pay the rent or not. He didn't care, but he wasn't paying anymore. So he moved out and he didn't get roommates after that. Yeah, he could get him a roommate that can cook and clean. That way the roommate could cook and clean for part of their rent or something like that. I don't know. That'd be like having a live-in maid and cook. Of course, you'd have to be careful of who you rented the room to, because, like I said, you can't trust just everybody. In a house that big with that so many bedrooms, you could have somebody living with you and you'd never know they were there. They could slip into a bedroom, spend the night, leave the next day after you went to work or before you got up, and you never knew you had a roommate. They'd get free rent. Those veggies look delicious. Oh, you can see my veggies back here. You can only see part of them. I got a whole tray. That bowl is just what I got today, full of tomatoes. And then there's a whole tray of squash and cucumbers and other stuff beside it. And I got a lot more tomatoes out there. Some of them will be ripe in a day or two. And I've got tons of green tomatoes still out there. So I'm going to have to start cooking some. I was going to take some to my son, but I didn't feel like driving over there today. I didn't sleep good last night, and I just felt kind of drained today and kind of out of sort, so to speak. You know how you get when you don't sleep. And then his birthday present didn't come. And I said, the last time I tracked it, which was this morning, it said it had just left Ireland for the USA. So I said, maybe it'll come this week. And I can come over to see him next week with his birthday present. And I can bring him a couple of vegetables or something. And I got to start doing something with that celery out there, because I have got a ton of celery. You have a 1929 Ford Model A, 1964 Cadillac DeVille, 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air. I had one of those back when I was, 19 years old. 1974 Chevrolet Monte Carlos, 1968 Pontiac Le Mans, 1961 Chevrolet sedan. Wow. Those are some neat cars. A 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air, even the Bel Airs would be worth a lot of money today if they're in mint condition. And when I had mine, it had just been totally repainted, completely redone inside, new carpet, new upholstery, new everything. It looked like a brand new car. And that car today is worth about $40,000, $50,000 or more. And I paid $400 for it back then. But I got a good deal because I worked for the guy that sold me the car. He also is the one that fixed the car. He would get cars, restore them, fix them, and resell them. And he owned the business, the 421 truck stop that I worked at, which was like a fast food grill restaurant type place. A lot of truckers stopped there. Yeah, that's an awesome collection of cars. What do you do? Take turns driving them, or are they all insured and licensed? That's wow. Yeah, in my dreams, I'd never have that many cars. I'm looking for a 1963 Corvette Stingray in all of the cars I have, about 713,000 miles. Well, my son has he bought I think he said it was a 2000 Corvette. Beautiful car. It's red, black interior, and it looks brand new. It's a good looking car. And he took me for a ride in it when he first got it, when I went over there. Scared me to death. Because he loves to just hug those curves and speed around. And, oh, he was about to give me heart failure. Because all the cars I'm used to riding in don't hug the curves like a Corvette does. You have $713,879 in all of them. Wow. Whew. A lot of money. But you know, if you make the money, why not? Why not enjoy the money if you're making it? I say more power to you. If I could afford stuff like that, I'd probably have it too. But not many people, can afford that kind of stuff, that luxury. But more power to you, Anthony. I've got 34 on here. I can't believe we went another hour, y'all. We've been in a 3-hour live tonight. We were in a 4-hour live one night. I couldn't believe we went 4 hours. Have you heard of a launched roller coaster before, Linda? You know how you can feel when it does that? No, but I know how it feels when it goes up on the highest hill and drops immediately. You feel like your stomach's in your throat. And there's Amos. Hello. I'm doing great. How are you? Welcome to our chat. I don't recognize Amos. You must be a new subscriber. It's good to hear you. Okay. I take that as a compliment. I hate cars. Oh no. Why do you hate cars? What is a better roller coaster, a lift hill versus launch? I don't know. The hill is bad enough. I like bikes. Cars we could sit inside. But most of them I bought tune up and I have to fix and restore. Oh, okay. So you got some work to do on them. That should be, I guess that's a hobby of yours then, fixing up cars like that. Cars we should sit inside. That's why I don't like it. What kind of bike do you like? Is that like a motorcycle, motorbike, or a regular bicycle? Yamaha, okay. Joshua says, speaking about cars, Linda, we have a 1997 Toyota Avalon XL. Oh, wow. Yeah, it could be an expensive hobby just for parts. Oh my gosh. I know my daughter, she's been married twice. Her first husband bought, I can't remember if it was a 68 or 69. Oh, what kind of car was it? He he bought it from some lady. She was divorced, and she had run the ad in the newspaper. He'd been looking everywhere for this car. It was something like a 69 Chevelle or Super Sport or something like that. I don't remember. Or maybe it was a Mustang. I don't remember what kind of car it was. It just leaves my mind. But he got it to completely restore it. And he did. He and his friend completely restored that car inside and out. I mean, they stripped it down to the bare metal, repainted it, reupholstered it, redid everything. It was basically a brand new car when he got finished with it. And I think they appraised it at something like $40,000, and that was several years ago. And I don't know if he still has the car or not. But he brought it down here because they lived in Fort Worth at the time. And they brought it down here several times to put it in car shows here in this town that I'm in. Because there for a while they had car shows here about once a month. And he put it in Will Rogers Coliseum in Fort Worth when they had the car shows up there. I went up there one time that, what's his name? He was a race car driver. He was in Indy 500. Oh, was it? Oh, I can't remember his name. And he was one I always watched. But anyway, my son-in-law wanted his autograph. He didn't have anything but a black marker. And he said, what in the world can I take up there to him to get him to give me his autograph? You know what he did? He took the glove compartment door off of this car. Right in the car show. Took the glove compartment door up to him and had him sign it with that black permanent marker. And then he put it back on the car. And I said, well, that was a fitting place for a race car driver's autograph to be, was on the glove compartment of the inside of the car. That way you could see it anytime you were driving the car, you know. I can't remember the exact name of the car, and it drives me crazy, but oh well. It was gone, you know, many years, so I don't think about it anymore, so I just forgot what the name of it was. But it was one of the cars that was in pretty high demand back there, the style and the year of it. Did I tell you I have this fan from Sam's? Yeah, you told me last live, Joshua, that you bought a fan at a really good price. Okay, it's okay. Transbite. You're presently working in an adult film industry. I bet that's kind of interesting. And he had dual exhausts on that car. It sounds so good when it was running. You know, back during the 69, 68, those years, everybody loved loud cars, loud mufflers, glass packs, dual exhaust, that type of thing on their cars. They love souped up cars. I drove a, what was it, a 67 or 68 Chevelle Super Sport at one time because me and my first husband owned one. He was a fanatic over cars. He was buying a new car about every other year. And it was always some type of souped up sports car. And we got this, I think it was a 68, 69 Super Sport Chevelle. It was red with the black stripe, had dual glass packs on it. If you know what a dual exhaust glass pack is, really loud. 4 in the floor. You know, if you know what that is, it's a 4-speed stick shift, which all the cars had back then, or those type of cars had. I used to drive it to Elizabethtown where I worked, and I worked in this factory, and the manager would come out in the parking lot sometimes when everybody was leaving, you know, when it was knockoff time, when everybody's leaving the parking lot, because of course he was parked out there too. And he said, he told me one day, he walked up to the car before I got in it. He said, "This is your car, isn't it?" I said, "Well, yeah." He said, "You're the one I keep hearing going across the bridge." And the bridge was across town. But it was really high up and it echoed. Oh, it made your car sound 5 times louder than what it was. And this car with the glass pack dual exhaust was really loud anyway. And he said, "You're the one I keep hearing going across the bridge every evening." He said, "I wondered who that was. But the minute I started that car up in the parking lot, he knew it was that car." It tickled me to death. One of my main dream cars is a 1995 Ford Crown Victoria. I would love to own one of them. Oh, wow. Yeah, all the young, especially the younger guys back when I was younger and living in North Carolina during the 60s, everybody liked the souped up hot rod cars with the loud exhaust and all that stuff. If you didn't have a loud car coming down the street, you just weren't in a car. I'm from a little town called Atkinson, North Carolina. It's about 20 miles inland from Wilmington, which is the port city, which is right on the coast. And before I moved to Texas, I lived on Oak Island there. I loved it on Oak Island. I didn't want to leave. But, oh well. Things change. But yeah, back in those days, if you didn't have a hot souped up car, you didn't have a car. And everybody wanted to drag race. They'd go to a closed down airport strip and they used it for a drag strip. And there's Leo. Hello, Leo. How are you doing this evening? Oh, I could stay on here all night with everybody. North Carolina has less population. Where do you live, Amos? North Dakota. I like North Dakota too, huh? Yeah, I thought Anthony said he lived in Chicago. Where is he saying now he lives? My girlfriend is mad at me right now because I ate two B and JS back to back after eating enchiladas. So, oh my God, Leo. Oh my goodness. All those places are less populated. Well, Atkinson is a little farm town, basically. I worked in Wilmington when I lived back home. But then after I got married to my first husband, I worked in a job in Elizabethtown, which is in the opposite direction away from my hometown. I don't know. I know Joshua. This live chat is just everywhere, isn't it? They jump from one topic to another, like every other comment, and sometimes I lose track and I read a comment and I say, "What? What's going on?" You did live in Chicago, but I moved when I got the new job. Okay. So where are you at now, Anthony? Windy. It's windy in Chicago. I know the chat always gets crazy, doesn't it, like Leo? It usually gets me laughing, I'll tell you. Now there's Uncle BB coming up with downwind Leo. My ceilings are not high enough to have a ceiling fan. Your head would get chopped off if I had ceiling fans in here. Even the hugger ceiling hugger fans I couldn't wouldn't work in here. Now it might work for me because I'm only 5'2", but if anybody come and walking around my kitchen or my house with even a sealer hugger fan taller than me, they'd be in danger of getting scalped. You live in New York City now. You live in Tribeca? Yeah, I have regular fans, but I don't usually have to keep them on. I mean, the AC, and I don't like my house really cold anyway. I just keep it cool enough that I'm not sitting here sweating. Because I don't like to be in there where it's really cold. Then I have to start getting blankets and wrapping up and hibernate like a bear. And I don't like doing that. If you had fans. It should be only 12:16 now. It's 11:16 here because I'm Central Time. But anybody on Eastern Time, you're 12:16. You're already in tomorrow. You're already into June 1st. I'm not in June 1st yet. Well, you must be 2 hours ahead, Anthony, where you're at. It depends on what time zone you're in. Yeah, Wisconsin Central Time. You're same time I am, Leo. High rent district. Yeah, I guess so, with the big old house that he's got with the seven car garage. That would have to be a high rent district place. Tamara said your phone is wrong. $12.50 a month. I'm surprised you could get a house that big with a 7 car garage for $12.50. Oh my God, small apartments in New York City go for $3,000, $2,000 a month. And you don't even have a garage. You're lucky if you have a closet. Joshua said we're in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment on the 2nd floor here in Arkansas, and there's no ceiling fans whatsoever. Yeah, I don't have ceiling fans because my ceilings are too low. I live in a mobile home. The ceilings are not high. They didn't design these older homes for ceiling fans. Yeah, $12.50 is cheap. You get a house that big. I know it doesn't sound right for that type of area. That's cheap. I hope they didn't move because or rent the house out because there's ghosts in there. Anthony's not going to like that. He lives there for about a year, and all of a sudden he's seeing ghosts again. Yeah, you lucked up with that house, Anthony. Does your fans move 360 or in just lay back and forth? 360. They circle around like the clock. My girlfriend and I pay $2,200 for a 1-bedroom, which is bad considering we live downtown. Yeah, but see, anytime you live in a downtown area, you're going to pay more rent than you do anywhere else. If you've ever seen those videos where they show, I don't remember this guy's name, but he does a showing of apartments for rent in New York City. Shows what you can get for $1,000 or $1,200 a month. Oh my God. It's a walk-in closet that you rent to live in for $1,200 a month. Your kitchen, your bedroom, your living room, your bathroom, and everything is in one room. It's the size of a walk-in closet. It's ridiculous. But people pay it because they want to be downtown. They want to be in the middle of everything. They want to be able to walk out of their apartment and be right in the middle of the nightlife and everything that's going on in Manhattan, you know. We lived in Manhattan, but we didn't live right in the busiest part of the city. We didn't live in a high rent district, that's for sure. Yeah, mine does too, Josh, with 360. I know. It's crazy. They showed one apartment that this young girl lived in, and she wanted the apartment because of the location. Because she could just get out and walk the street and go anywhere she wanted to go. She could go to work easy. Everything was so convenient for her. But her whole apartment was like living in a hallway. If you could imagine a wide hallway, that's what her apartment was. And I don't remember how much she paid a month for that. It was some outrageous amount. Anthony says, if I have a ghost in here, I'm going to be pissed off. I can't take any more ghosts. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed that you don't have any, Anthony. Hang some garlic up around or whatever you need to do to ward off the evil spirits or the ghost. I don't know what they do. I could never, I need my own. Yeah. Yeah, and some of those tiny apartments, they do have like community showers. You have to come out of your apartment, and in the hallway, like, there's a doorway that you open and you can go into the bathroom and shower. But, you know, that could pose a problem if very many people wanted to take a shower at the same time. Oh, wow, yeah, $7,000 a month in a small walk-up, yep. Yeah, to even get a halfway decent apartment in New York, the ones they showed, you only had like a really small living room area, and it was combined with a dining area. You had a separate kitchen. You had almost like a closet for your washer and dryer. You had a very small bathroom with shower. You were very lucky if you had a bathroom big enough for a tub. And you'd pay anywhere from around 4, 5, 6,000 a month for something that size, or even 7,000 in New York, in Manhattan. That's outrageous. I mean, I guess if you make the money up there, you can pay it, but. And I know they do pay. I mean, the jobs that you get in New York City, you do make more money most of the time, but still, that's a lot of money. Yeah, Anthony, call Ghostbusters. They'll get rid of the ghosts for you. Yeah, Anthony got rid of that last house he lived in because of the ghost. He couldn't take the ghost anymore. But was it your cousin or your brother has it now and he loves the ghost? He gets along fine with the ghost. I think this car debate is new for me. I don't understand that. The car debate is new. My cousin, yeah, that's what you said. He said he was 17-year-old and he loved the ghost. The ghost can keep him company, Anthony. I'm paranoid now. I'm watching everything to see if it moves. Oh no. Well, then I can't imagine if you were using your camera on your phone and it started flashing like mine did, what you would do. Because you just know inside that it was possessed after your experience with your ghost in your house. Amos said, "Ghost, I'm really scared." I don't know what made my camera do that. I honestly don't. I had nothing to do with it. It's just started doing that the last week or so. Anthony says, I want to have a house screaming, help me, help me. I'm crazy or the house is crazy. I got ghosts help me. I'd be screaming down the road running. Oh, the time I was talking about cars. Okay. Yeah, Leo said, Anthony, run over to the nearest church and get water. Oh, good evening, Kathy. How are you doing? Oh my gosh, we're having a good time in here. Oh. Well, good. You said you're doing good. Leo Lopez, I don't deal with no ghosts. Me and ghosts don't get along. Ghosts don't have nothing in common. I can't shoot nothing. I can't see. You know what you should do sometime? If you ever experience what you think is a ghost in your kitchen like that again, opening cabinet doors or something, get you a cup of flour and throw it toward the ghost and see if it'll make an outline of anything. I don't know how it works like that. I don't know if there's an aura about them that would leave any type of impression if you threw something like dust or bath powder or flour on them. I have done short about this fan. I got Linda. Want to see it after this one. If you want to see it after this live stream. Oh my gosh. I don't know if y'all read what Anthony just posted, but he said if it did, I would probably die or would crap my pants. Well, at least you can see something and know where to shoot. Oh. Did your dogs ever bark at them, Anthony? When that ghost was opening cabinet doors, did your dog ever bark at them? Did they ever recognize there was anything in the room? That's kind of interesting. I would think a dog, if anybody, could sense a ghost even if they didn't move something around. Maybe a dog could sense that there was something there, even if you couldn't see it. Oh, you upload a short about it. Or maybe your dogs like ghosts more than you, Anthony, because a ghost plays fetch with them as you sleep. Oh, me. Oh. Kathy's laughing. She's crying and laughing at the same time. Oh. Oh my goodness gracious. Anthony said, Leo, if my dog likes ghosts, they got to go live somewhere else. They got to go live with your brother or your cousin in the house where you left the ghost. But seriously, if I threw flour on something and it made a shape, I would probably be too scared to do anything but scream and crap. Oh. Oh, that's funny. But we laugh about it, Anthony, but if I was in that situation and I threw flour and it showed an outline of something there, I would be scared to death too. I'd probably be frozen with fear. Oh my God. Says Anthony, just throw flour on yourself and you're going to look like a ghost too. Yes, Ameth, I live alone, but I don't like to tell the whole world. And I just did because my video will be everywhere. That's okay, Tamara. We got to get off of here. We've been on here for over 3 hours now because this live has run an hour and a half already, and we were on 2 hours earlier, so we've been on here enough. We'll save the laughs and the jokes and the ghosts for another time. Tamara Douglas says, "What about me?" Well, we're all going to go. We're all saying good night because I'm shutting down the live. I mean, we've been on here too long already. Yeah, Anthony cracks me up too. And a lot of you other people crack me up too with some of the stuff you put in the post or in the chat. Have you heard of infrared tower heaters? Yes, I have, I guess. I don't know. Oh, Tamara says I'm not a ghost. Yeah, you missed it. We've been on here for over 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I had two separate lives because my camera was possessed by a ghost or something. It was flashing and had strobe lights and everything else going off. It looked like we're in a disco club. I had to end the live and restart it for the flashing to go away. Okay, all of you, I love each and every one of you. I'm so glad you came into my live. You just boost my spirits every time I have a live, and I'm hoping we do the same for everybody else. I hope you put you in a good mood and a spirit, put a smile on your face. Y'all have a blessed night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. I always say that. Have a blessed day tomorrow, and we'll see you on the next one, okay? Love y'all. Bye now.